Hello and welcome to Stock Market Fever. Today is Tuesday, April 26th, and in this video we're going to take a look at Nkarta Inc., ticker symbol NKTX, and see why it closed up almost $11 per share for a gain of over 140% in yesterday's trading session. Nkarta is a clinical stage biotechnology company advancing the development of allogeneic off-the-shelf natural killer cell therapies for cancer patients. By combining its cell expansion and cryopreservation platform with proprietary cell engineering technologies and CRISPR-based genome engineering capabilities, Nkarta is building a pipeline of future cell therapies engineered for deep anti-tumor activity and intended for broad access in the outpatient treatment setting. Nkarta on Monday announced positive preliminary Phase 1 data from independent dose-finding studies of its two lead natural killer cell therapy candidates in two distinct groups of hematologic malignancies. Paul J. Hastings, President and CEO of Nkarta, stated, "We're excited to see our Nkarta Inc. co-lead candidates show such striking early single-agent activity in heavily pretreated patient populations with an exceptional safety profile without the side effects associated with CAR T-cell therapies. These encouraging data across multiple indications further validate Nkarta's best-in-class NK cell platform as we seek to transform cancer treatment by bringing together the safety advantages of NK cells with an off-the-shelf modality designed to make the benefit of cell therapy accessible in a community setting." After the biopharmaceutical firm published excellent findings from a Phase 1 study of its cancer therapies, shares of Nkarta soared 140% in very busy morning trading, making the stock the greatest gainer and most active listed on major U.S. exchanges. The surge comes after the stock hit a new low on Friday, closing at $7.77. Investors were clearly tantalized and enticed by these results for these very specific blood malignancies, but were also looking as big positives that the company claims to be, quote, combining its cell expansion and cryopreservation platform with proprietary cell engineering technologies and CRISPR-based genome engineering capabilities to build a pipeline of future cell therapies. In other words, their proprietary cell engineering technologies will be used to develop therapy for other cancers. This sounds very impressive indeed, and it is no wonder their share prices jumped in response to their announcement. Indeed, even before this announcement, other stock analysts were bullish on Nkarta Inc. In the beginning of March, analysts H.C. Wainwright and Raymond James initiated coverage with both firms giving buy and outperform ratings respectively. Consensus ratings for the last 6 months have been outperform, with targets ranging between $17 and $50 per share, with an average target of $23. But after the close on Monday, Nkarta announced it launched a public offering of common shares worth $150 million. The biopharmaceutical company granted underwriters to buy up to an additional $22.5 million worth of common shares. Proceeds from the offering will be used to fund the continued development of NKX 101 and NKX 019 and for raising manufacturing capabilities, among others. Perhaps in response to this announcement and concerns of dilution of existing share owners' value, the bid fell from the closing price of $18.72 down to $17.95. And how does Stock Market Fever feel about Nkarta's prospects moving forward? We are very optimistic based upon what we've seen so far, but we are also cautious as we note these clinical trials were based on a very small number of subjects. Results from treatment NKX 101 were assessed on only 17 patients, and for their other treatment, only 13 patients were assessed. And Nkarta on their own website cautions that, quote, Interim data from clinical trials are subject to the risk that one or more of the clinical outcomes may materially change as patient enrollment continues and more data on existing patients become available. The clinical trial program is ongoing, and the final results may be materially different from those reflected in any interim data we report. And what is Stock Market Fever's opinion on Nkarta's prospects? While we do not offer investment advice and always caution investors to seek advice from licensed professionals, we are overall bullish on Nkarta's prospects moving forward. We believe investor sentiment in the rush to buy shares was called for, and we consider Nkarta to be high risk, but a potentially high reward investment. So yes, we are bullish on Nkarta. But how do you feel about Nkarta's prospects? Do you believe their shares will continue to soar? Or do you feel that the shares will stabilize until there are more testing results to confirm the initial findings? Do you think it's time to buy? Would you rate Nkarta hold? Or would you sell Nkarta? Please leave your thoughts and comments below, as we'd love to hear from you. And be sure to like and subscribe to Stock Market Fever for future actionable stock market news and alerts.